tried to RuneScape Classic, it was good to me. Finished every quest it had, easy as 1, 2, 3. 22 full years of questing to make some deaths forevermore. RuneScape 3 Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, questing through 2004. Welcome back to October 5th, 2004. Back down in the mines, mining and smithing, with all these nature runes. Just missed getting 62 smithing here. Well, that is extra bar chance for Orichalcum. But it is actually not that. It's actually Mithril Kite Shields. Which honestly doesn't really matter, since Square Shields and Kite Shields are literally identical now, in terms of stats. But I guess we could make it instead. Kite Shields look more shieldy at least, so if we want to make a shield at some point here, we can make the Kite Shield instead. So that's good. 67 magic. That is NPC contact. Not a thing yet. All this superheating is working very nicely for magic too. It's a win-win-win down here. 65 mining. That is 5% better critical swings. And the lava flow mine. Interesting. We get the critical swings, but not the lava flow mine, since we haven't completed that quest yet. 63 smithing. During the superheating portion, which is pretty surprising, it's only 3 experience for making the bar and 75 experience for using it. So the chances of landing the level up during this is basically 1 in 25. That's something. Anyways, create Orichalcum items at maximum heat. But actually, Mithril Claws. Not long ago, we would not have even had the Mithril Claws, since we earned the right to make that from doing Death Plateau. Not that we're going to make Mithril Claws. Or most things, obviously. We're getting there, though. We're getting there. 64 smithing. Heat cap of Orichalcum, raised by 50. But actually, Mithril two-handed swords. If we got to 99 or something, and make rune two-handed swords, that'd actually be pretty good. Better than rune hatchet, but not really. We got dragon weapons. And we're also at the point where we get the dragon halberd. Pre-mining and smithing rework, mining and smithing. Questionable. 66 mining. That is a quest requirement, and more Orichalcite and Dracolith in the ore storage box. 1,200 nature runes used, 375 more purchased. And that is going to be enough. 68 magic. And that is Bloodburst, Cure Other, Humidify, Dragon-Tipped Rune Crossbow Bolt Enchanting, the Hailstorm Dagger, and Level 5 Enchant. Of those, only Level 5 Enchant exists. But that would require us to have Dragonstone Jewelry, which we can't make. And we don't have a Dragonstone. So, maybe in the future, though. Get a Glory or something. Could be nice. And here we are, finally, with 65 smithing. That is a quest requirement, a mini quest requirement, smelt Orichalcum bars 50% faster, and the Death Guard and Skull Lantern, tier 70. And is actually nothing. This quest requirement is coming sooner than you'd think for such a high requirement. And it's not even the only high requirement for that quest. But with that, we are done making steel dart tips. And now we need to make 1/5 of these into steel darts. And there is 15,470 steel darts. Just gonna casually drop the other 61,880 steel dart chips. Wish to drop it. Yep. That's worth 10 million GP. That's what that is. And now, need to get rid of some things here. Trade the dwarf. Store here. All the steel darts for 46,000 coins. Pretty good. Guess we can alch the pickaxe. Don't need a pickaxe anymore right now. Get 1,000 coins back for that. Drop all the geodes. We'll just sell the staff. It's fine. Can't alch the staff of fire because we use the fire runes to do the alching. There you go. And we'll just sell the rest of the nature runes. I got a few extra in case I accidentally high alched things or something. Well, that's fine. Very good. And I think we'll just drop the rest of the feathers. Don't really need them anymore. It's still 11,000 feathers. We'll keep them for now. See if we're gonna lose them. Anyways, wield the hatchet, and we are off to do some stuff. Over here in Mauritania, because reasons, let's go through some updates. On October 11th, 2004, Guthix Godletters 25 was released. Secrets revealed. Go check it out. On October 14th, 2004, there were 64,000 concurrent players, so more worlds were added. 4 new worlds, this time in Dallas, 3 free, and 1 member. And the reason we're here, the Mauritania expansion. We got some new interesting things all over the place. Like some ghouls that spawn here and to the south. They get moved over that direction to the northeast in 2016. They don't have, like, any drops at all, I don't think. Not the most useful. But adding more monster variety to Mort'ton here. Off to the east, beyond Canifis here, we got a new section of the map here. The Haunted Woods. It's got a few things which we don't really want to deal with. Specifically, we've got some leeches and vampires. The vampires jump out of the trees, so don't know if we're going to be seeing them. There's definitely vampires out here. Maybe slightly further in. Not gonna worry about that though. Not gonna worry about that. But vampires now exist. Fantastic. I'm gonna just pop over to the general store here in Canifis, grab something, which is gonna be very nice. And there's a trade. A lot of people in here. Grab a chisel. We're gonna use this chisel on a drop from the next new monster. This time, heading out into Mort Minor. Previously, this area was just full of ghasts, which is just always a great time. But now we can head in here and go fight a snail. While also probably getting attacked by ghasts. That's okay. There's a snail. Blemish snails. Amazing. And they drop shells, which is always good. Use the chisel on the shell to make a snelm. It's a snail helm. Wild stuff out here. Wild stuff. And also, down in the swamp, you can go fish for slimy eels, if you are so inclined. Snelms aren't worth a huge amount. That's okay. Snelms will be slightly more useful in the future, which is interesting. And that is Mort'ton expansion here. A few new things. A few new monsters. Really livens up the joint. So that's nice. Further afield, we got some new stuff. Some changes for agility obstacles, like pipes, so you now go through them more quickly, not extended delays. Just makes the whole agility thing a bit more smooth. But also XP was lowered slightly, since if you go through the obstacles faster, you can get around the course faster. So, the XP was slightly toned down to pretty much be the same as it was before the update, so it's just more of a smooth experience, but not a XP buff or anything. Another thing that was improved was Gnome Ball. Previously, it was like an interface for doing all the various bits. Now you can just click on everything. Click to shoot the gnome ball, pass it, tackle. Just much more convenient gnome balling for all the gnome ballers out here. And lastly here, cooking experience for pies, cakes, pizzas, curries, and stews were increased. They're still not really worth making at all, because fish still exist. But still, a little bit more. Just a little bit. The next day, on October 15th, 2004, there was a bug that was caused by last update, which made lots of monsters have very high magic defense. So that was fixed. Magic is still not great as far as doing combat or anything, but at least now you can actually hit the enemies again, so that's good. And on October 18th, 2004, we get the next quest. We are staying out here in Mort'ton to do the Shades of Mort'ton. Requires ability to enter Mort'ton, so Priest in Peril, 15 herb lore, 20 crafting. Requires at least 1,000 coins. And for combat, we need to fight some level 58 enemies. Now it says only 1,000 coins, but we absolutely do need to get more things than that. So we were going to go and grab a bunch of stuff, and then reconvene right back here. Also, there's a limestone mine over here on the path between Varrock and Paradermis Temple. Mining limestone here is much more convenient than out in the Elflands, but we also don't need to mine it because reasons. Okay, let's get going. Back into the swamp again. This time we're carrying sharks with us, so there's the possibility that ghasts destroy everything, which would be unfortunate, but as long as we get some food down here, it should be fine. And worst case scenario, we can always just teleport out, come back. Going all the way south through the swamp here. Make it past the nature grotto, where we were down here for nature spirit earlier. And now, there is stuff to the south. Expansions. And all that. We get into the snail path here. We have tons and tons more snails. It's pretty great. There's a few specific snails that have different shells and stuff. Nothing we're gonna really worry about. Basically, we need to loop our way back and forth through here. There's like a shortcut here. Don't think that exists quite yet. So we'll just run through the entire snail path. That's fine. The snails aren't strong. That's not a problem either. But we did bring a few other things with us. We got some Terramon potions, unfinished. Some ashes, hammer, tinderbox. Got our axe, which is still our main weapon. And this leads us into Mort'ton. We got a warning signpost. Inspect the signpost more closely. You see nothing wrong with it initially, but after some time, you notice teeth marks in the wood. It looks like people have been trying to eat the post. Concerning. And in town, we've got Afflicted, a local villager of Mort'ton. Talk to the Afflicted. This person doesn't make any sense at all. They got something going on here. No, we will investigate. We got some funeral pyres, dilapidated houses, and over in the corner there, a temple. Do a bit of looking around here. We find a shelf. Search the shelf. An interesting book. Read the diary. Diary of Herbie Flax. You prepare to read the book. And this accepts the quest. Page 11. Good start. Some local townsfolk are worried about the mists coming from the northeast. Ordered more fire logs from Razmeyer's shop. Must find a more reliable source of fire night. That money-grabbing Razmeyer didn't know what I was talking about. Had to explain they were ashes. Herbs like Harlander, Marentil, and Terramon in short supply. I'm hoping the latter will make solution 194 the best yet. Remains of a primitive temple to the north have piqued my curiosity. Page 12. Not much happened today, though the stench from the east increases. The people of Mort'ton seem very depressed. Notice several townsfolk just staring blankly into the air. Keep future notes to aid my study of the effects from the Sanguinesti region. Sarah Doman protect us. The temple is most likely early pagan and voted to elemental power. Page 13. The townsfolk are quite short in temper and fight readily amongst themselves at the slightest provocation. I've been out with my assistant, the Ornish, Simple Hair. She is an able assistant, but preoccupied with her family life. How will she become a respected scholar in her own right? Temple is almost surely made of limestone bricks and shows signs of heat damage in the center. Samples from the Mort'ton appear inconclusive at this stage. More testing needed. Page 14. Horror of horrors! The local tradesman, Razmeyer, has started charging higher prices for everyday consumables. How will we live? He blames the lack of trade from the temple. I believe he just wishes to fleece us all before leaving the town. Some further experimentation has been inconclusive. First test vials with Guam not successful. Synethylene process with water and Terramon proving successful. Page 15. Temple to the north. That is that temple over there. Known to the locals as Flamtier, holds an interesting story. Local superstition talks about pagan rites and a sacred flame which could hold for permanence. Was said to be involved in marriage ceremonies due to mystical aura. Also have reports of supernatural activity with shadowy creatures being seen. Such utter nonsense. Page 16. The mists from Mort'ton are getting worse, and the stagnation of the swamp is having an effect on the townspeople. Victims of the effect become vacant and unintelligible, though some words do seem familiar. Only a handful of people have succumbed, but more fall into the state on a daily basis. No known cure at this stage, or some further superstitious nonsense regarding a sacred flame where a flametier stood. Page 17. A small breakthrough. A patient only slightly afflicted had a short recovery with solution 194, but this lasted only a few minutes. Although a small step, this gives me a hope that a cure can be found. This new solution might last longer with Fire Knight, but I must pack and leave soon before the affliction gets to me. Page 18. It's too late! I already showed the signs of the affliction. I'm saddened that my work will not reach the scientific community of Varrock. I'd have liked to have shown my work before my peers. Old Squire makes me laugh. He believes the pagan flame may still have power. Even with this strange affliction, I feel a quiet reservation that... Page 19. Must write this quickly, as it's hard to concentrate. Solution 198 was a change to 194 with added snakeweed. This had little effort though. Solution 194 was still the strongest so far. Need to increase this effectiveness with further refinement of syntheline process, perhaps addition of other compounds. Page 20. Possible last entry, solution 194 revised to 207, which gives longer term but still not permanent relief from the affliction. Syntheline works best with added Fire Knight, but lasts short time. Agitation and warmth should solve this. The cursed affliction has some evil to it, a darkness I cannot fathom. Laughing at Old Squire before, but his suggestions may have merit. Page 21. This is Urgle Defense, Splash Jefferson. Page 22. Raditz of his spokes me to what's lands in this tinker. And page 25, the index of solutions. We got water, Terramin, Fire Knight, water plus Terramin, Fire Knight plus water. So those are the things we need to include here. We got Terramon potions, and add some ashes to them to make Serum 207. There's also 50 experience each, which is not bad at all. Pick up some vials here, search the table for a selection of herbs, for more Terramins, and a Rogue's Purse, which is not helpful. Just gonna drop that. Should be able to grab another vial here. There we go. So, the town has been overcome with an affliction. That's quite something. Here is Old Squire. He's afflicted. Just gonna grab some vials of water here. Make some more serums. Very good. And now, we need to try to fix things. Here is Rasmire, afflicted, gurgling and all that. Doesn't make any sense. Use a Serum 207. Ah, excellent. You've made your own serum, and it seems to work well. Many thanks for using the serum on me, but beware, I may start to change back soon. Who are you? My name is Rasmire Gilgan. I run a couple of shops in Mort'ton, but don't get much customers these days. You don't say. Which stores do you run? I run a general store with a few useful items, and I have a building supplies store. I'm hoping that when things get better down here, people want to buy items to repair their buildings. Got some other questions over here. What is this place? This whole place? This place is called Mort'ton. It used to be a quiet town with a specialism in death. That is to say that many burial tombs were created here in the naturally formed caves under this very village. And what's going on around here? Well, the people of the village, my usual customers, are all afflicted by the emanations from some place to the northeast. Oscar can give you the name. Needless to say, Herbie was working on a serum to help us. You stumbled across the recipe. I, for one, am grateful to you. But there's a lot left to do before Mort'ton is returned to its former glory. And what are these shadowy creatures all around? Those disgusting entities are the filth that ruined my life. They're the restless spirits of the dead who jealously guard their burial treasure, yet feed on the life force of the living. I've heard that they jealously guard their tomb treasure, and that it's worth plundering. I need you to kill 5 shades and bring me their remains so I can conduct some experience. Will you do this? Yes. I'll dispatch those dark and evil creatures. But first I have some more questions. Anything worth doing around here? Just casually in the neighborhood. Life is a daily struggle with those shades around here. They attack when you least expect it. It's terrifying. I tell you what, you kill 5 of those shades, see if I can help you out. Is it a deal? Yes. I'll dispatch these dark and evil creatures. Great. That's what I wanted to hear. When you've done it, bring me back all the remains. I want to inspect them. Okay. So we need to kill some shades. They run around as shadows on the floor. And then they pop up here. They are trying to suck out our life here. Quite concerning. 1 shade. Looks like most of the shades are getting looped over to the temple currently. So we'll grab them from over here. Lower shade. Kind of getting help, I guess. It's fine. And these stacked now, too. Interesting. Not huge concern either way. I just need to get 5 here. They seem to have fairly accurate attacks, which is not ideal. But we got food for it, so we should be fine. We keep on getting weakened, lowering our strength a little bit. Not hugely concerning. We should be okay. Another remain. And 1 more. 1 more. Yeah, taking a little bit of damage. Seems like it could be magical or just melee. Doesn't really matter either way. Eat a shark. And we're good. Here is 5 lower remains. We return back to Rasmar here, but he's already afflicted again. Give him another dose. Hey, have you killed those 5 shades yet? No, not yet. I guess that one that we got help with didn't count. Alright. 1 more shade. We got the drop for it, so you'd think it would count. Well, that's okay. This is why we brought a bunch of extra Terromans and stuff. Trying to get through this quest without having to go back and bank or anything. Now, technically we have too many shade remains. That's okay. Catch him again. And he's still doing fine. Perfect. Killed those 5 shades yet? Yes, I have, actually. That's where it takes 2 shade remains. Great. I'll experiment on these. I think that Olsquire might be keen to see some shade remains. If you take some over to him, he can possibly give you some extra information about them. Now you've slayed some of those nasty shades, I feel motivated to help you out. I can trade with you now, if you like. Let's see these stores. Starting with the general store. General store has some general things here. Most interestingly, some olive oil. Currently have 2 empty spaces here, so we'll grab 2 olive oils, I guess. That'll be fine. One thing that's not in the store yet is the Flantier Hammer, which is very helpful for doing stuff here, but does not exist yet. So we've just got the regular hammer. Oh boy. Already have our tinderbox, so that's fine. Don't need more vials of water. Well, that should be good for now. He also has a building store here. Looking at it as a achievement. Fantastic. Where he sells limestone, limestone bricks, timber beams, swamp paste, and planks. And then much later on, shade luring dummies to help with the temple and stuff. But we don't have those. Just another thing that would make Shades of Mort'ton more convenient. That's okay. Now, we'll cure Old Squire for a bit here. Ah, excellent. You've made your own serum. It seems to work well. Many thanks for using the serum on me. But beware, I might start to change back soon. Resmar said to come and talk to you. Oh yes, well, that's very nice. I just slayed 5 shades for Rasmire. He said you might be interested in seeing some shade remains. Oh yes, that would be interesting. You show the shade remains to the priest. He wanders off to study the bones. Doing a bit of wandering. Hello again. What can I do for you now? What did you find out about the remains? The shade remains are made of a strange substance, which I've not come across before. I believe we should put these tormented spirits to rest. How can we do that? You can't even bury the remains. Quite right. I was thinking that a holy cremation would do the trick, but the funeral pyres need specially prepared pyre logs. Normal logs have been treated with sacred oil to give it a nice holy touch. How would I make some sacred oil? You won't. It's a pagan secret, lost a long time ago. Normally, I would try to bless some commonly found vegetable oil, but I'm so weak from this illness that I know I just won't be able to do it. Huh. I used to joke with Herbie Flax that Flamtier Temple was still standing. We could practice some ancient pagan rituals and cite the sacred flame. Huh. I'm not surprised that he never took me seriously. And what can you tell me about that temple? That temple over there. This temple. The temple's gone. Interesting question. It's an ancient pagan temple, referred to as Flamtier. I've studied it quite a lot. One day I hope to be able to rebuild it. Who knows what ancient power it could unleash. How can you rebuild a totally destroyed temple? I couldn't do it alone. I need a few expert artisans to help with the construction. I'd also need a good supply of limestone bricks, swamp paste, and timber beams. Thankfully, Rasmire stocks all these items. Sigh. Do you know how I can make the serum permanent? The serum is a product of science. Harry was a clever man to have made it, but he didn't integrate anything from the spiritual world into his work. And for all of his hard science, there's still something missing. So you don't know then. I'm a man of faith, that's all I know. Sometimes I feel we should experiment with the sacred and the holy, not just the crude matter we find around us every day. So what should I do now? That's up to you, my friend. I once heard someone say that making your own decisions is the only real freedom you have. Exercise your freedom, my friend, while you still can. Okay. So we need to rebuild the temple, which is easier said than done, of course. We need some materials. Probably help. Let's get some stuff in the building store here. Can't get into the store with him all afflicted. Let's see if we need to make some more space here potentially. Don't need a huge amount, I don't think. Gonna pair things in 5 paste. How many space do we have? 2 right now. We could make enough space for 1 more set of things. Use these. Drop the vial. Eat another shark. Use the other serum here on him. Open the building store. We'll get like 10 swamp paste, 2 timber beams, and 2 limestone bricks. The timber beams are also stacking, which isn't correct. 1, 2, 3. Is that the right amount of stuff? I know 1 more space here. 2 of that. 3 of those. Yeah, 1 more space. We will drop the water runes. Oh, now we got enough space. That's all right. So we need to head over to the temple here and get this repaired. Which is, of course, easier said than done. Okay. A few extra people here. We need to reinforce the temple walls. The repair state's good. Our resources are numerous. This is also technically a bit of a crafting method. That's something. Just need to repair a little bit here. And the holy fire is available. Brilliant. But we need to get more sanctity in order to get this done. Light the pyre. Everything's great. We need to use olive oil and also the serums here. See how much sanctity we can get with just building stuff. We need at least a decent amount here. As long as the repair state stays good. Using olive oil on the fire here to make some sacred oil. Light the altar. You at least 10% saying you'll light the altar. Okay, that's fine. You can keep repair and stuff here. Repairs, repairs, repairs. Everything's repairs. You can also fight the shades to get sanctity. We will use up all of our resources first here at least. Keep the temple nice and built. The shades are trying to destroy the temple, which is definitely something. Use another oil. There you go. Looking good. Looking good. So we will make at least probably 2 of these, I guess. I think we only really need 1, but I guess we'll see how much sanctity we end up making here. We still got plenty of our resources here. We need 20% in order to do stuff with the serum, though, so we'll get that. Here's somebody thinning out the shades. Very helpful. Really gets the job done with a bunch of people working together. I don't think it would really be possible solo with what we have. Likely this is a group minigame kind of thing. It's a quest and also a minigame, so we will get to that part later, though. For right now, we've used up like half of our resources, I guess. Repair state's still doing great. The shades continue to try to knock everything down, but they can't. One more sanctity point, and we can use one of these. Or it drops back down to 19, fine. One more again, I guess. There we go. That uses all of the sanctity, my goodness. Don't think we need more than 4 doses. I think we should be just fine here. Finish at least this. This much sacred oil should also be fine here. That'll do nicely. Want to get at least a few things here. We can always run back to get more olive oil to turn to more sacred oil. I think this is fine. There's also AFK crafting XP, which is pretty cool. Not very much, unfortunately. That's okay. Might be more with various boosts and stuff. But with all these shades coming in, it is a bit of a mess. I guess if we get enough sanctity to make more olive oil, but not enough to get more serums, we could probably go back and get the oil instead. But we're almost out of resources here. That's okay. If we want to get more resources, We just need to go buy more of the ingredients from the building shop. Or we can come back and fight the shades instead. Also works. Because that also does give sanctity, indeed. Let's see here. And tiny bits of crafting XP. It's something. We definitely have more productive crafting methods, though. So, that's okay. And we're at 15 sanctity, right? We're getting there. 16. Only one resource is left. But the one resource does last an extended period of time here. I think we just make another serum. Just to be on the safe side here. And we'll finish using the rest of our resources. The altar sometimes disappears, then it comes back and you have to light it. That's okay. That is all of our resources. So we got like a fraction of a resource. There you go. And it's been built. Very good. Let's go report our success to everybody here. And our better serum. Well done. I feel this serum is really working on me. I think you've cracked it, my friend. I'd like to give you something for your trouble. We get 206 coins. Hello again. What can I do for you now? Hello there. I used the olive oil on the flame and gave me sacred oil. What should I do now? From what I've learned, the ancients used to use sacred oil on logs in order to make pyre logs for cremation. You should try that. Sounds like a plan to me. Got some trees around here. Plenty of inventory space. That's good too. We've gained all the woodcutting fragments. That keeps on popping up whenever I'm woodcutting. Eventually the woodcutting outfit will exist, but not yet. Not yet. We've got sacred oil for logs. Can make some pyre logs. Very good. And then prepare the funeral pyre with the lower remains and light it. The shade spirit goes up and we get a key. And let us use the other two remains here too. Because why not? Up goes the shade. So we got coins. You don't always get a key, unfortunately. And one more. See if we get a second key. Yes, we do. Brilliant. Okay. Let's go and turn this in. Tell our successes here. What can I do for you now? I've put the Shade's spirit to rest. Great. Well done, my friend. And that is quest complete. Very good. 3 quest points. 2,000 herbal XP. 2,000 crafting XP. About 400 coins if you cure Rasmire and Olsquire. Which we are going to. The ability to create Serum 207 and 208. Access to the Shades of Mort'ton minigame. And more XP if we bring the diary over to Diary of Herbie Flax to the Apothecary in Varrock. There is 50 herb lore. Very good. Fishing potions, Eric gloves, and access to the Flash Powder Factory. Fishing potions might exist. It's not bad. Either way, that's another very nice level in herb lore. Over here and use our other serum on Rasmire here. And that is an achievement for rescuing everyone here. Well done. I feel the serum's really working on me. You've cracked it, my friend. I'd like to give you something for your trouble. We get 209 coins. How's it going? Very good. I laid a shade to rest. Can you tell me where the shade lair is now? Yeah, great job on putting the shade to rest. The entrance to the shade lair is due north of my shop. Good hunting in their lair, my friend. Can you open the store? Sure. I don't actually want to open the store. Thanks, though. Appreciate it. And with the rest of these serums, we can go and cure the townsfolk. they'll give us things. Got some olive oil, some herbs. We don't need the olive oil right now. Unfortunately, we can't save the entire town here, because they will just return to being afflicted. But it's a nice gesture, at least. Serums for everyone. Oh, look how much better everyone's doing here. Everything's great. Oh, they don't give me a key. Wow. Feel much better. That super serum. Really hate it when I'm afflicted. I can pick up that key there. Bronze key red. Nice. Now do the lower level ones do anything for him? There it did. I don't give a hammer. Might just get worse rewards for using the 207s. Some coins. Some more coins. Yeah, 12 coins. That's not much. Clean these Terramins. Just gonna drop those. Don't need limestone bricks. I like these oak logs. That's something. Like that. Drop these. Alright, let's go see these shade tombs. We need the bronze key to open these wooden doors here. And enter inside. Where we are immediately attacked by fringe shades. They are stronger than the ones outside. And this is where you start getting into all the different layers of shades and all the different higher and higher difficulties, higher levels, higher requirements, more fire making required for better pyre logs, all in an effort to open up some chests. We only have the bronze keys here, so we can open that. Get some treasure. Get some chaos runes, an amulet of defense, and coins and a silver ore spirit. No, that doesn't even exist. Some interesting stuff in here, especially in the higher level ones. Although most of the things have been replaced with salvage, so not actually very interesting. Fight the fringe shades, burn them, get steel keys to open the steel door, then fight Ryle shades to get black key, then go fight the essence shades to get a silver key. It's all quite a thing here. The big reward that you're trying to get here from the chests is some fine cloth. Combine that with some bark from the trees out in the hollows. Bring it over to the wizard's tower, and there's a new mage there that can make split bark armor. Much more powerful magic armor, of which there is like literally none in the game yet. It's like you either go for the regular wizard robes or the new split bark armor. More magic options coming soon, but for right now, split bark is actually best in slot. So that's pretty exciting. But let's get out of here. Very quick at the end here. Diary to the apothecary. Anything? Let's give him the diary. Show the serum book to the apothecary. You want to trade the diary yet? I'd like to pass the information on to the scientific community in Varrock. Yes, I'll trade it for herblore training. Great. 335 XP. Amazing. Okay, that's all I can teach you. Many thanks for the diary. Didn't teach me much, did he? My goodness. Honestly, I'll take any herblore XP we can get. That's a win in my book. And since we're here, let's go sell the defense amulet and the chaos runes. Don't need those. Sell that and those. There you go. And now, we will go and prepare for the trials ahead next time. Goodbye.